In this video I'm going to show you how I achieve this lovely glossy red finish for my Knight House. This is the Knight in its delivered form. I bought it off eBay. It was relatively cheap. It's good base to work off. There's some mould lines, some transfers there which are going to have to be shaven off because the nature of the paints that we're going to use will dissolve. Okay, so we've primed all the essential pieces of the carapace armour in Retributor Armour Spray, and then I've actually gone over it a little bit with a brush of the same Retributor Armour base coat paint just to smooth it out, because it's a reconditioning job and I've managed to get the transfers off mostly, but it is a bit bumpy, so that just helps smooth out the armour plates. The next thing I'm going to do is essentially pre-shading with an airbrush paint, just a black Vallejo black in the crevices, very lightly. And usually I do this with an ink, but I've run out, so I'm going to be using black paint, and I might finish up with some Nuln Oil through the airbrush. Technique I've done so far, it's rough and ready, it's quick and nasty, it's gold with black. It's just pre-shading, and a lot of the mistakes or the roughness gets hidden anyway, so you know, if you want some masterful techniques, there's far better channels for that. But this is mine. So next step is going to be to do the candy red, which is, I'll show you the paint in a second. It's the Tamiya clear red with the paint thinners, but I'll show you what we're going to use. Okay, so here's the paint we're going to be using. Tamiya clear red. You can pick it up anywhere really, but I got mine from Hobbycraft. It's very cheap, but it has to be thinned with its own Tamiya colour acrylic paint thinner X208. Don't know why it's called that. It sounds like a towel, but it's very good stuff, but it only really gets the consistency you want with its own primer because of the nature of what it's made of. It will come out very, very thin, and it will look pink, but as you do each individual layer, it will build up to the type of red that you want, and you can go really, really heavy, or you could build it up in layers, which I'm going to do to taste essentially. You must let each layer dry pretty much completely before you put the next one on, because otherwise it will turn into a gummy lump and you'll get running lines, which looks terrible. That's one layer, or a couple of passes really, of the clear red. As you can see, it's starting to take shape, but it's still patchy in places. But another coat of that, once that's really dry, will really bed it down, darken it down, and give you the lovely glossy shine which you can still see now. working out quite nicely there. So the next layer will be just the same again. Right, there we go. That is 2 solid coats of Tamiya Clear Red. It's still wet and tacky at the moment, but that lovely glossy shine won't really disappear too much. It'll stay that shine. So that's the effect that we wanted, and that's how I do my knights. I'll just show you on these. That little bit of pre-shading, although it looked rubbish at the start, and it looked really rubbish, once it's had a couple of coats of this red, it hides all the rubbishness, which has done me so many favours over the years. But it's little cheats and hacks, isn't it? I mean, there's far neater and far sharper ways of doing this, but I've done that in essentially 20 minutes, the whole red of the knight. I will have this knight on the table within 2 hours of picking it up from the post office. Granted, all the metalwork was pretty much already done, which I've tried to save, but you can see the transition from the red to the dark. It's just a, it's a tabletop quality, maybe plus. I'm being generous, but it's easy to do. If you want the glossy red, I mean, you can buy. Tamiya do a spray, which is like a car, almost like a car spray, which I did one of my knights in, and there's very subtle differences, but this is my preferred way of doing it because you just get a smoother finish. These are 2 knights that I've already done in the same scheme. So as you can see, you've got that glossy red finish that we've achieved there, and it's worked out quite nicely. It is a bit more matted on this one because I did go in with a bit of non-oil just to deepen the recesses, but essentially there's one gallant and a crusader, and you can see the pre-shading that we did in the corners and along the inverted ribbed bits on the top, and with some transfers I think they look pretty damn cool. And everyone loves a glossy red knight. To me, I do green and blue, which would work just as well, but I would probably use a silver base as opposed to a gold one, because the gold gives it that rich effect. But that's it. Thanks for watching, hope it helped, and see you soon.